Today we're going to be doing a read aloud ASMR video. Hopefully I don't get copyright slammed. This book is copyright 1919, so I'm hoping that's not valid anymore. I'm gonna start moralizing to you now. This is the Aesop, is that how I said? The Aesop for children. I should have had something more prepped, but I think this will do. And you can see it has some interesting illustrations, which is quite pretty, I think. And since this is about animals, how bad could it be? Well, that's probably... I'll make sure we read the ones that are less violent. Okay, let's start with this one called The Fox and the Grapes. A fox one day spied a beautiful bunch of ripe grapes hanging from a vine trained along the branches of a tree. The grapes seemed ready to burst with juice, and the fox's mouth watered as he gazed longingly at them. I mean, grapes are pretty good. The bunch hung from a high branch, and the fox had to jump for it. The first time he jumped, he missed it by a long way. So he walked off a short distance and took a running leap at it, only to fall short once more. Again and again he tried, but in vain. Now he sat down and looked at the grapes in disgust. "What a fool I am," he said. "Here I am wearing myself out to get a bunch of sour grapes that are not worth gaping for." And off he walked very, very scornfully. And then, in case you didn't get it, there's like an explanation. There are many who pretend to despise and belittle that which is beyond their reach. So, the next one is The Bundle of Sticks. A certain father had a family of sons who were forever quarreling among themselves. No words he could say did the least good, so he cast about in his mind for some very striking example that should make them see that discord would lead them to misfortune. Discord, like the website. One day when the quarreling had been much more violent than usual, and each of the sons was moping in a surly manner, he asked one of them to bring him a bundle of sticks. Then, handing the bundle to each of his sons in turn, he told them to try to break it. But although each one tried his best, none was able to do so. The father then untied the bundle and gave the sticks to his sons to break one by one. This they did very easily. "My sons," said the father, "do you not see how certain it is that if you agree with each other and help each other, it will be impossible for your enemies to injure you? But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be no stronger than a single stick in that bundle. In unity is strength." Subscribe. Aw, there's a really cute picture of a cow in here. Well, it's actually a bull. That's a kind of cow. Hopefully you saw it. The book's too big for me to know if you saw it. Okay, we'll have to read the one because now I showed the picture of the cow, so I can't just leave you hanging with no story about him. I feel like it's not promising though. The Gnat and the Bull. A gnat flew over the meadow with much buzzing for so small a creature. That's so annoying. I always like when I go on a walk, gnats try to get me. They're like these swarms of gnats and I have to hold my breath going through them to keep from inhaling them. For so small a creature. A gnat flew over the meadow with much buzzing for so small a creature and settled on the tip of one of the horns of the bull. After he had rested a short time, he made ready to fly away, but before he left he begged the bull's pardon for having used his horn for a resting place. "You must be very glad to have me go now," he said. "It's all the same to me," replied the bull. "I did not even know you were there." We are often of greater importance in our own eyes than in the eyes of our neighbor. The smaller the mind, the greater the conceit. What a negative way to look at that. Couldn't we look at this in a more positive way and say that the gnat was too insecure about taking up space, and the bull was very nice and reassuring about that? I mean, we're positive over here. Okay, let's read this one. It has another pretty picture. This time, the picture is of a stag. The Stag and His Reflection. A stag, drinking from a crystal spring, saw himself mirrored in the clear water. He greatly admired the graceful arch of his antlers, but he was very much ashamed of his spindling legs. "How can it be," he sighed, "that I should be cursed with such legs, when I have so magnificent a crown?" At that moment he scented a panther, and in an instant was bounding away through the forest. But as he ran, his wide-spreading antlers caught in the branches of the trees, and soon the panther overtook him. Then the stag perceived that the legs of which he was so ashamed would have saved him, had it not been for the useless ornaments on his head. We often make much of the ornamental and despise the useful. Aw, this is so negative. I thought it was gonna be like the stag escapes on his legs, and then he's like, wow, I might not like the way my legs look, but they're very useful. think I read that, something like that, though, on sounds like a body positive Tumblr post. Except this is really negative. Next we'll read The Peacock. Very elaborate illustration. Good colors. The peacock, they say, did not at first have the beautiful feathers in which he now takes so much pride. These, Juno, whose favorite he was, granted to him one day when he begged her for a train of feathers to distinguish him from the other birds. Is Juno some kind of, deity? Then, decked in his finery, gleaming with emerald, gold, purple, and azure, is it azure? He strutted proudly among the birds. All regarded him with envy. Even the most beautiful pheasant could see that his beauty was surpassed. Presently the peacock saw an eagle soaring high up in the blue sky, and felt a desire to fly, as he had been accustomed to do. Lifting his wings, he tried to rise from the ground, but the weight of his magnificent train held him down. Instead of flying up to greet the first rays of the morning sun, or to bathe in the rosy light among the floating clouds at sunset, he would have to walk the ground more encumbered and oppressed than any common barnyard fowl. Shouldn't Juno have warned him? Do not sacrifice your freedom for the sake of pomp and show. I feel like an indie artist wrote that. This one looks interesting. The Monkey and the Dolphin. It happened once upon a time that a certain Greek ship bound for Athens was wrecked off the coast close to Piraeus, Piraeus, the port of Athens. Had it not been for the dolphins, who at that time were very friendly towards mankind, and especially towards Athenians, all would have perished. But the dolphins took the shipwrecked people on their backs and swam with them to shore. Now, it was the custom among the Greeks to take their pet monkeys and dogs with them whenever they went on a voyage. So when one of the dolphins saw a monkey struggling in the water, he thought it was a man, and he made the monkey climb up on his back. Then off he swam with him toward the shore. The monkey sat up, grave and dignified, on the dolphin's back. You are a citizen of illustrious Athens, are you not? Illustrious Athens, are you not? Asked the dolphin politely. "Yes," answered the monkey proudly. "My family is one of the noblest in the city." "Okay, Malfoy." "Indeed," said the dolphin. "Then of course you often visit Piraeus." "Yes, yes," replied the monkey. "Indeed I do. I am with him constantly. Piraeus is my very best friend." This answer took the dolphin by surprise, and turning his head, he now saw what he was carrying. Without more ado, he dived and left the foolish monkey to take care of himself, while he swam off in search of some human being to save. One falsehood leads to another. I don't really understand this. Does he want monkeys to die? Or are monkeys just like kind of bad in this, I guess, archetypal idea? Like, is the monkey a bad archetype? Is like sneaky? Or is it like, or is it because the monkey was like lying and showing off and too many lies? Or maybe it's like if you take your lies too far, you get found out. I don't know. The lesson of that seems vague. Yeah, I think the monkeys are bad. I'm looking at one on this page. And in this one, the monkey is also starting stuff. These all have such stressful plots. Let's read The Fox and the Goat, although it's never promising when the title includes a predator and a prey. The Fox and the Goat. A fox fell into a well, and though it was not very deep, he found out that he could not get out again. After he had been in the well a long time, a thirsty goat came by. The goat thought the fox had gone down to drink, and so he asked if the water was good. "The finest in the whole country," said the crafty fox. "Jump in and try it. There is more than enough for both of us." The thirsty goat immediately jumped in and began to drink. I hate this. Look before you leap. This is all the fox's fault, you see. You can guess how it ends, but this is 100% the fox's fault. Like, it would be better the goat didn't jump in, but I don't know, but the fox is also trying to survive living in the well, because there's not really any way for him to get out. It's just a depressing situation overall. I need a happy one to finish with. I guess fables are generally not positive. The Hare and the Tortoise, so I won't read that one, but I want to show you the picture. That's a really good one. This one seems exciting, so we'll finish on this one. The Man and the Satyr. Is it Satyr? Satyr? That's the thing, reading books doesn't mean you know how to pronounce things. A long time ago, a man met a satyr in the forest. Satire? Satire. I used to say satire, I know that's wrong. A long time ago, a man met a satyr in the forest and succeeded in making friends with him. The two soon became the best of comrades, living together in the man's hut. But one cold winter evening, as they were walking homeward, the satyr saw the man blow on his fingers. "Why do you do that?" asked the satyr. "To warm my hands," the man replied. When they reached home, the man prepared 2 bowls of porridge. Then he placed steaming hot on the table, and the comrades sat down very cheerfully to enjoy the meal. But much to the satyr's surprise, the man began to blow into his bowl of porridge. "Why do you do that?" he asked. "To cool my porridge," replied the man. The satyr sprang hurriedly to his feet and made for the door. "Goodbye," he said. "I have seen enough. A fellow that blows hot and cold in the same breath cannot be friends with me." The man who talks for both sides is not to be trusted by either. I am confused because the satyr is also like a mammal who's living outside in the wilderness with no shirt on. And so I'm sure he understands how breath works. Like, isn't that hard? But I know I'm not supposed to take it literally, but oh well. Anyway, so hopefully you're feeling very moral now. I don't know. It's too bad they're so depressing and everybody's dying all the time in there, but oh well. So thank you for watching this video. You can subscribe to me if you want. I live stream on Twitch 3 times a week. I'm usually singing or practicing the xylophone or the ukulele. Sometimes I have food. Yeah, that's twitch.tv/threemilk, and yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram and all that down below in the description. Okay, thanks.